We are now 2 weeks from the opening day of this year's Great New York State Fair. Lots to talk about with Fair Director Troy Waffner. Troy, I know you're busy. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jeff.
Okay, well, I'm going to start here because we've had calls, emails. I'm sure you have had too. 2 weeks out, Delta variant of COVID-19 spreading fast on Onondaga County. Many New York State counties are in that substantial or high CDC transmission zone. How do we pull off the fair? Are there any new rules? Are there masks now in buildings? Anything you're doing differently?
Right now we're following all CDC and local DOH guidelines. So we're encouraging people to wear masks in buildings, whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated. You come to the gates, we encourage you if you're not vaccinated to wear a mask. Above and beyond that, I mean, as things change and guidelines change, we'll continue to keep up. We'll have hand sanitizer and masks available for people. And just really encourage people to be safe and socially distanced and all of that.
How much communication are you having with the governor's office, which I know obviously has other non-state matters they're dealing with these days? Department of Health, what's the communication back and forth, concerning COVID and the fair?
We talk to them on not quite a daily basis, but almost a daily basis about what their expectations are, what the guidance is going to be. We continue to work through that. I think, we're still 2 weeks out, and 2 weeks, in fair life is a lifetime. But we are prepared to deal with anything we have to deal with in terms of guidelines, and certainly putting signage up, encouraging socially distancing. The other part of this you have to remember is we've really plan the fair from a socially distancing standpoint. So outside the stands are farther 12 foot apart. Inside we've made a lot more room in the buildings for folks to get around, and aisleways and everything. So if you want to socially distance, you'll be fully able to socially distance.
No limitations on how many people you'll let in?
No limitations, but it's over 18 days. So while we expect a good crowd, I do think you'll see the daily average come down every day.
Certainly, you've made the point, and I think most people would be fairly saying that one vendor doesn't make the fair, but there are clearly going to be some regulars who won't be there. There will be some new ones, but we just heard from Grazi Zazzaro, who runs, as you know, Villa Pizza Frite and the lemonade stands. He's about 50 workers short of what he needs, and he's telling people prepare for lines. Is that what people are going to need to expect when they go to food stands and things like that, some lines?
Yeah, I think it varies across the board. Certainly, for us in our hiring, I think we're doing okay. We've gotten a lot of applications of parking and grounds maintenance and bathroom cleaning. I do know there's some vendors who are struggling. There's some vendors who are doing better than others. But I would say, I think we all have to go in with the expectation of what we've lived with for the past year and certainly the past 6 months. You go into Target, you go into Walmart, you go into any store right now, and you're dealing with longer lines and waiting a little bit. So everybody just has to be patient. The plus is if for $3 you come in, you get 2 national touring acts a day, plus food, plus everything else along the line. So we just all have to be patient and recognize the landscape that we're operating within.
Troy, I'm going to yank a couple questions we've gotten off the Your Stories line here. First one has to do with park and ride shuttles to the fair and why there aren't more. I think there's just a few of them, and they're all in Onondaga County. So why had things scaled back?
Well, I think when it comes to Centro and our operation with Centro, there's 2 parts of it. We pay Centro to haul people out of the Willis Ave lot and the Orange lot. Everything else Centro sets up on their own, so all the park and ride locations, they actually set up. So it's really a question that's aimed more towards Centro. All we ask for is an east and west release valve. And, doing Long Branch and Destiny gets us there, but, it's certainly up to Centro to decide where else they have park and rides.
Okay, gotcha, understood. One more for you. Seen some mentions about cashless at the fair. Is that just front gate, or is that inside too? How does that work this year?
Yep. Cashless right now is just front gate and parking. You can go online, you can buy your parking or pay with a credit card at the gate or for parking once you get inside the parking lots. For the gates itself, it's all cashless, so you have to buy it online before you get here or when you get here, standing outside the gate. Folks 65 and older, which is a change. Every day is a senior day this year. Okay. So people 65 and older get in for free, and kids 12 and under, plus the other special days where you get in for reduced cost or no cost.
Last one for you. I mean, you've had barely half the time, maybe even a lot less than that, to plan for an even longer fair than usual. You've got new curveballs with COVID surge. I mean, for you, what do you think this fair is going to be like in 2 weeks than for the next 18 days?
I think we've definitely had less of a planning cycle. We're taking a lot of months of planning and cramming it into really 60 days because the governor announced on June 14th, 100% capacity. We ran the vaccination clinic before that. So I think, you know, we're getting it done. People are going to come in. It's going to be a soft opening for the fair. This is only the second time in history the fair has been reopened. And people are going to come in and they're going to see every element of the fair, the music, the food, actually the best music lineup ever, food, you know, the merchandise vendors, the animals. So it's not going to be quite as large and extravagant as it usually is, but it's still going to be a fun time to come and enjoy.
So going to be the fair director, Troy Waffner. I know you're busy. I'm going to let you get back to things. Thanks so much for spending a few minutes with us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeff.
Okay, be good, Troy.